I'm very glad to welcome all of you on our PHRi International PHRi Certification Preparation course. And today we have class number 1, the Introduction to Certification. And we will see the very first topic, job analysis and job design, as an example of how we are preparing for the exam. And actually it's the class itself, so you will learn some new material and you'll start your preparation for the exam. Yeah. So this is a course website, and let me introduce myself a little. My name is Mike Pritula, and I worked at different companies, starting from the bank, then it was television, then computer gaming company, then Preply, Ideals, and then I was consulting People Force. And I decided to take my PHRi exam during the wargaming time because it was an international company, and I understood that working in an international company, you need to know international standards. You want to be, like among all these people that are highly professional, because at wargaming we had HR leaders from different companies. Our global HR was from Riot company. Our global total rewards director was from Google company. And being among such professionals, of course, you start thinking about how I can be in the same sphere, in the same team. And PHRi for me was the solution, and I decided to take the exam. And when I started my preparation, I understood that if you just read the book, I remember that I bought the book from Amazon. It was like 600 pages book. And I started reading the book. And after just, I think, 50 pages, I understood that I remember nothing, like completely nothing, because you are worried. You read a lot of new information, you are thinking about the exam. So I just gave up. And it took me about maybe half a year, maybe 9 months to continue my preparation. And I started with completely different approach next time. I decided to try myself with exam preparation tests and try to learn from tests. And it worked for myself. So I passed the exam very successfully. I think it took me just 1 hour. At that time, the whole exam was 3 hours and 15 minutes. Now it's shorter because of online testing. And it took me just 1 hour to pass all of 100 and maybe 50 questions. And I decided that the standard approach for exam preparation is not working well. So we need another approach. And then I developed this course. I think I started this course in 2017. And at the moment, I think I have more than, actually, we have several of this kind of courses. We have a PHRi, 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 and GPHR. And I think in total, we taught about 30 groups, and maybe up to 500 students among all of them. So it's about myself, and this course consists of 10 classes. It's for 10 weeks. Today we have our introduction to certification class and job analysis and job design, and then we will continue with the rest. Today's program of the lesson is following. So first, I will tell you about HRCI PHRi certification itself. Then I'll tell you how to register for your exam. And then we will learn position analysis and job design. And we will see some test questions or exam questions. The same, not absolutely exact the same, but similar to what you will have during the exam. So let's start. What is HRCI PHRi certification? It appeared as following. Once Cornell University published this work, it was in 1960, and they found that a profession is defined by 5 characteristics. And among all these 5 characteristics, one is that the profession should have a certification program. I think maybe at that time, a group of HR professionals, they decided that, okay, guys, we need kind of certification program to be a real professionals. So let's develop this kind of certification program. And this is the way how HRCI organization was created. Now HRCI organization is more than 50 years in the market. Actually, they celebrated their 50th anniversary this year. They only one HR certification organization that has this accreditation from NCCA, which is the world-known company or agency that gives this accreditation to different certifications. HRCI issued almost 500,000 certificates worldwide. I think that's a lot. And if you search on LinkedIn, you will find about 125,000, sorry, just 10 is missing here. Yeah, 125,000 certificates holders for 2023 on LinkedIn, all kind of certificates from HRCI. They cover 125 countries worldwide, so it's widespread. Almost 100%, almost, of Fortune 500 companies, they have certificate owners among their HR team. And this certification, I think it's pay scale research, is 5 times the demand for other certification. So it's a highly demanded certification because some certifications could be in high demand for a specific region, like CIPD is just demanded in UK and some neighboring countries. It's not as well known as HRCI. And also it's pay scale research that owners or holders of HRCI certifications, they just earn more, almost $20,000 annually. Yeah, and also companies, they also benefit from certificate owners. I think it's pay scale as well, because companies have 25% higher income where graduates work or certificate owners work. Statistics of active holders as for January 18. So we see PHRi is here. PHRi is international certification, and SPHRi is also international certification. Also, they have a lot of local certification like PHR, SPHR, and APHR. And if we see statistics of successful exams, for PHRi, it's 67%. But with the help of this kind of preparation course, you have even higher rates of success when you go to exam. This course that we are starting right now is based on HRCI competency model. So we are based on the competency model published by HRCI, and all the knowledge obtained is fully consistent with those assessed in the exam. It also includes international experience. For those who work in local companies, they need this kind of international experience just to apply for international positions. So you will learn the world's leading HR practices, which will allow you to work in any international company. And we will be talking about our local practices, different local practices, just to better understand how it's all connected. And you will do your homework in line with your local practices, just to connect all these dots, how international best practices could be applied in your country or in your company. And I'll be giving you the feedback. So we are talking about PHRi certification, but there are a lot of different certifications. If we are talking about international certifications, there are 4 of them, actually. First, it's APHRi, Associate in Professional Human Resources. It requires no experience in HR, and it has only 90 questions, which is quite simple. and exam fee is the lowest. Then there is a PHRi. It requires minimum 1 year of experience in HR with the higher education. It has 115 questions, and exam fee is a little bit higher. Then we have GPHR. It requires minimum 2 years of experience, and it has 125 questions. And then we have SPHRi, which requires minimum 4 years of experience, and it has 140 questions. So the more senior the certification, the more questions it have, and the more difficult it also. And it has different content. So SPHRi is focused more on business leadership, but PHRi, for example, is more focused on functional directions like talent acquisition, HR administration, talent management, compensation, employee relations, HR information management. And today we are talking about PHRi, where the exam is taken. Previously, before 2000, I think it was before 2022, it was only offline, right? So you just need to go to one of Pearson VUE exam taking location, and you pass the exam there. But then the possibility to pass the exam online appeared. So now you can just pass the exam at your home. You need small preparation of your computer and your workplace, and then you can pass the exam with the proctor at home. So let's watch how online testing works from home and how it looks. Just a second, I'll share my screen and the sound. Yes. And let's watch.
Interested in taking your exam at home or work? This video will walk you through some important steps to make sure you have a successful testing experience. Scheduling an online exam is similar to scheduling other exams with Pearson VUE. When it's time for your scheduled exam, go to your testing program.
So before the exam, you may try system test to see how everything works. But at the exam, you just click this begin exam button.
Programs page at pearsonvue.com and log in to your account. Navigate to your test and choose Begin Exam. Then download the OnVUE software. Double-click and run the OnVUE software.
You do this downloading before the exam actually, so you do preparation. You don't need to spend time during the exam, but during the exam you have 30 minutes of this different administrative stuff preparation time.
To begin the check-in process.
This is how check-in process looks like. So they check your system, then they check your picture, your ID, and your workspace. They do this check with the help of your mobile. So you'll see right now.
As a reminder, be sure to choose a private area to take your exam and plan to remove any pictures.
This is system check. It checks your microphone, internet speed, webcam. Before this checking, you need to allow full access to this application from your computer. You need very good internet connection. You need admin rights on your laptop.
Or notes from your workspace. Follow the.
Then you see that with your mobile, you go to the site, you enter the access code, not actually this, but those that provided by Pearson VUE, and then you take. I think they have this example.
Prompts to show your ID.
Yeah, so it's your mobile. You take a picture of yourself just to check that it's really you, and then the environment. You also take photo of your ID
and snap pictures of your surroundings
and the environment. Okay.
Once the check-in process is complete, your exam will begin. During the exam, you will be monitored through your webcam and microphone. Once you begin testing, you will not be permitted to leave the room or move out of the proctor's view. If this happens, or if you are interrupted, your exam may be canceled. Thanks for.
So let's come back to our presentation and let's continue. Where is it? Yeah. So what are some advantages of having this kind of certification? It allows you to work in international companies because a lot of them, they just require this kind of certification. You have all respect from your colleagues because they know that it's quite difficult to obtain this kind of certification. It enhances your career growth because usually companies, they prefer people with certification, not just with HR certification. It's well spread practice to require certification for all professions. Like they have CFA, ACCA for financials, for financial specialists. They have PMA certification. They have different software developer certification. So it's like standard practice. Also, it allows you to include in your signature that you have this kind of certification. So even on LinkedIn, you may write your certification credentials after your surname. Also, it allows you to participate at different conferences as a speaker because these conferences organizers, they prefer people with certification or with the experience in international companies like Google. So your certification could be equal to someone's Google real experience. You will have higher demand on the market because recruiters, when they search for HR professionals, they use certification as keywords, so they prioritize profiles with certification, and you'll be considered the first. And as this research by PayScale shows, that people with certifications, they just have higher salary. So this is kind of advantages of the certification. Also, this certification could be added to your LinkedIn. So everyone who is watching your profile will see your certification. So it improves your profile as well. So this is an example of certification in your licenses and certifications profile chapter. And also, after accomplishing all your home assignments from our course, you will have also our diploma that could be also added to licenses and certifications to your LinkedIn profile. As a result of your certification, you will get your badge, as example here on the right. And also, if you want, you may request your paper diploma. You just pay for printing and shipping. I think it's $69, and you have this kind of diploma as well. This is photo of our students. They have very good results. On average, if we are talking about all of our certifications, the pass rate for our students is about 95%. So almost all of them, they pass the exam if they prepare well. And during this course, we are not just learning new materials, we are also talking how to prepare for exam in the best possible way. And in the least difficult, because you don't want to spend several hours a day for 2 or 3 months to prepare yourself to exam. You want to invest your time wisely, and you want to be motivated, not just overwhelm yourself with this all preparation, not to be stressed. So this course is constructed to keep your motivation, to keep your load at moderate levels so you can work. You don't need to take a sabbatical or a very long vacation from your job, and it's well connected with your rest of the life. So what the course will give you? You will have closed group in Telegram. You will have all support needed to do this preparation, to register. You have all materials. You increase your chances of passing the exam from 50% to 98%. You will have practice tests in your student account. You have this written. So we have our webinars every week, and it gives you like a writing. So it could be, it's so comfortable that someone helps you to keep this writing. You don't need to organize yourself, to push yourself to do something. You just follow all these notifications, all these recommendations, and that's it. And in case you have any problems, we will solve your problem. We will help to solve your problems because we are official representatives of HRCI, and we do this preparation for several years. We have contact there, so we are in touch. All these materials that are included in this course, the regular price actually is different. In average, if we are talking about good materials, you will pay up to $600. But here on our course, it's free for all students, and it's included in all packages. So you just pay for the course, and all materials are included. How we prepare for the exam? We have our weekly online webinar like this. So once a week, we have an online webinar where we review new topics and sample exam questions. Then you pass in tests at home at your student account. So after each class, you take tests on the material. Test can be retaken for practice as many times as you wish. Also, you are studying the outline. I will show you the outline. Each webinar has a lecture outline to help you refresh your knowledge and prepare for the exam. And I'll show you how to do exam registration. That's it. Our training program is absolutely the same as exam topics. So we spend 90% for talent acquisition, then the same amount for HR administration shared services, again, the same amount for talent management and development, and then for the rest in these proportions. About the exam, so you are passing the exam at Pearson VUE Test Center or online, starting from 2022. It takes you 2 hours and 15 minutes. You also have 30 minutes for preparation, like taking all these photos, setting your workplace, your laptop, and everything. The exam has 90 graded questions and 25 prep questions. These prep questions, they are not assessed. They just needed to test questions for future exams, but you don't know which of these questions are real questions that are graded and which are these kind of prep questions. So you just need to answer 115 questions. Language, it's in English. You may do it at home or in Pearson VUE Test Center, but it's online at the computer. So it's not pen and paper, it's at the computer. The cost, almost $500, and there is no exam window, so you may take this exam at any time. Just register for the exam, choose the closest window. Usually, the closest window is about 1 month, so you don't need to wait a lot. Admission to the exam. You need 1 year of experience in HR and higher level of education. After the course, you will be fluent in these competencies: recruiting and selection, HR administration, general services, and so on. And here are some examples of reviews of our students. Usually, when you pass the exam, you are so happy, it's so good, and it's so motivation. So you increase your self-confidence, you're motivated, you are happy. So very good feelings. Where we learn, you have your student account where you have your tests. So you answer tests in the same way that you do an exam. You receive the feedback, you see the right answers, and you have all recordings of all webinars from this course. And you have your access for 1 year to this platform. So exam registration. I just show you how it works. To register yourself for exam, you need to go and visit HRCI website. You click here, My HRCI, My Application. And if you are joining the first time, you need to click the sign up. You enter your email. So I'm just show you, let's say test mail, Gmail. So you choose your password. You may use password suggestion. Manage password. Okay, I'll just type something here. Let it be like this. Then you repeat your email. Then you repeat your password. Then you type your mobile. and I want to get certified. Yeah, that's right. So you just sign up and you complete creating the profile. So you need to enter your first name, Bill, middle name, last name, it would be Gates. Then you choose your country. It would be United Kingdom. Then you click register. So you see it's super easy. And then you click this begin new application button. Begin, get started. Yeah, and you provide with the next information. Date of birth, let it be 10th January 2000. Your gender, primary address, city, state or province, like everything. Address, big bank. Okay, your phone number, mobile, let it be. Then your military information. For most of you, I don't have a card. The choice will be this. Then you click save and continue. And then you need to provide your education information. So you choose if you have graduate degree like master's, you choose this. Then you could have undergraduate degree, high school, and less than high school. The higher level of education you have, the less years of experience you need. Earned, let's say it was June 2000, 2020. Institution, you just type your institution, Harvard. That would be Harvard Business School, why not? Yeah, degree and for me it's banking, for example. If your institution is not on the list, you just type the real name and save it. And student status, no, I'm not a student. Yeah, save and continue. And then you need to provide your HR experience. Without any HR experience, you can go and apply for a PHR or a PHRi. But if you have HR experience, you just type your company name, your employer phone number, job category. So you choose something from here, something similar, invalid for count. Actually, I really don't know the real number, so I'm switching to Ukraine. Ukraine, yeah. Yeah, that's correct. And you type your start and end date, or you work, if it's your current position, you check this box. And you confirm that this experience is professional level work. You just click save. And now you can see you may apply for PHRi. Okay, so you choose no here and you click continue. And now it's time to choose your certification. So you are choosing PHRi certification. Select, save, and continue. And then you just pay for your exam. Why it's empty? Seems like something happened to my account. Yeah, some mistake. Let's check again. It was PHRi. Save and continue. Added to cart. Let's just reload the page. Okay, for some reason I don't have this this product in my cart, but you just click the checkout, you add your card number and the rest of the information, and you pay for your exam. So that's it. For some reason, it shows me that I don't have it. Yeah, if you have any question, just type in the chat. I see your hand, Anastasia. So if you have questions, just type it in the chat. Yeah, and let's continue with the example of the lesson. So we are starting from talent acquisition, and we will start from job analysis and design. And we will start from the question. So I'm reading the question, and then you need to choose the right answer. Which of the following job analysis factors would help to establish the necessary knowledge, skills, and abilities of the human resource function? And answers: job context, job specifications or qualifications, performance criteria, and new employee orientation. Think about these answers and choose one that you believe is right. Yeah, and the question, is there going to be any confirmation from university or employer? Sometimes your application is taken for further study and for detailed study, and you could be required to provide some proof of your university education and of your employment. From your university, it could be a scanned copy of your diploma, and from employer could be like a, let's say, letter from your employer that you currently hold this position, hiring date, and confirmation that this position is in HR department. From my experience, I would say 1 out of 50 students, they receive these additional requirements. It's like random. You don't know if it will be you or someone else. It's it's like traveling to the United States, and when you on board to the airplane, they can ask you to go and to pass the deeper check. The same is here. Okay, yeah, you're welcome. So try to pick the correct answer. Of course, we didn't discuss this, just try to guess. And this is the way how we learn and prepare for the exam, right? So we start from questions and then we learn some new materials. Yeah, okay. So the correct answer here is answer B, job specification and qualifications. And the explanation: job specification is a list of jobs' human requirements that requisite education, skills, knowledge, and so on, which is an outcome of a job analysis. What is the role of such questions on the course? When you start from questions, not from materials, it activates your existing knowledge, and it also helps to attract your attention to improve memorization. Also, it helps to test your strengths, to find if you know the answer or not. It also helps you to practice for a test, because the final point here is exam itself, so in the form of test. So it helps you to be trained for the test. And it helps you to search for gaps in knowledge. So if you can't answer the question, or you answer the question and you see that was a mistake, it helps you to understand that there is a gap and you need to learn something new. Okay, and the question here was about job analysis. Job analysis is an action that is performed for different HR functions. It could be for compliance, for job design, for training needs, for job evaluation, for developing selection criteria, for developing indicators like KPIs. And as a result of job analysis, we have two documents: job description and job specification. Job description consists of responsibilities, task description, reporting structure, work context and conditions, and performance indicators. And job specification usually describes knowledge needed for the position, skills, abilities, and other characteristics, sometimes could be written in form of competencies. And when we do job analysis, we dive very deep. We start from occupations, then job families, then jobs itself, positions, duties, tasks, and even smaller elements of every task. So we consider the real situation, what people do on their job, and what is needed to perform the job. And as a result, we have all these documents. What is the role of such schemes on the course? These schemes like this, it acts as visual aid. It helps you to memorize the information better. It also performs like mind map, the form that our memory remember better. And usually it's a quick memo to help you remember when you read the outline before the exam. Okay, and this is the outline. After each of this scheme, after each of the test, you have a portion of information that you read between our webinars. So it's the same in the same presentation. Okay, let's continue and let's try to answer another question. The primary purpose of a work log is to compute the average time needed for key tasks. B, identify patterns that translate into job responsibilities. D, determine the attitude of incumbents toward the job. And D, help supervisors rank employees' efficiency. If you don't know the answer, just try to guess, which is also very useful. Okay, we have one answer. Should we wait for one more from Yulia? Just let's wait. Okay, so let's stop here. Yeah, and we have another answer, and both answers are correct. Cool, my congratulations to you. So rather than recording what they do each day, as with diary, the post holder has a predefined list of skills and/or activities and records each time they use each skill or carry out each activity over a set period. Again, this is a fairly cost-effective. Also, some time will have to be taken to develop the initial list of skills and activities and to analyze their results. And this is one of the methods for job analysis. We have several of them. We could use self-reports like this. Could be in different forms, like diary, when people write everything they do and what kind of knowledge is required. Or they could have this kind of journal with predetermined list of activities and skills, and then they just check when they use some knowledge or perform the activity. Could also be in the form of direct observations. So someone could observe employees doing some work and fill in the journal or just write in some notes. Also, they could interact with job holder and ask some questions. Also could be in form of interviews. That saves a lot of time because you don't need to observe people. You don't need to ask them to write some diary or some log. You just ask questions, what they do, what kind of knowledge they use, what kind of competencies they show, and then you develop the job description. You may also involve document reviews because sometimes job organized with some policies, some practices, some business processes that help you to understand the job. And if you have a lot of job holders, you may use questionnaires and surveys. So imagine you have 100 employees with the same job and same job title. So you'll send 100 questionnaires with similar questions. All people answer. So you do some analysis and you understand perfectly what people do at their job and what kind of knowledge they need and everything. And of course, it could be in form of combination. So you may do some questionnaires and then some interviews and so on. And again, here is an outline with a further description of these methods of job analysis. And we are moving on. So next question is following. In order to reduce information overload, orientation program should, and some answers. A, be modularized and spread out over a period of time. B, be conducted only after an employee has served on the job for a specified period of time. C, include a detailed employee reference manual for later use. And D, provide continuous feedback to participants. So try to choose the right answer. If you don't know, try to guess. Okay, we have one answer, and we are waiting for another. So usually on exam, you have about 1 minute to answer each question. Actually, I think it's 1 minute, 7 seconds. Okay, yeah, and I have your question. I have your answers, and both answers are answer C. And that's not correct. I understand because we very often talk about employee handbook or newcomer's handbook, but it's not the right answer. And the right answer is A. And the description. Too much information given too fast creates information overload and reduces information retention. To minimize the problem, orientation activities should be divided into manageable units and spread out over time. So this could be also useful, but it acts in different way. It doesn't decrease the information overload, it just helps to memorize and to find the information quickly. Makes sense indeed. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I see. Don't worry, that's okay. You know, usually I see how groups, they start with a lot of mistakes at first webinar, and coming to the end of the course, they give me more and more correct answers and even quick answers, so it's good. Okay, so here was about job design. When we think about how people perform the job, we should understand that people are not computers, and they have some limitations. First, it's their mental capacity, which is limited. And we need to understand that developing the job and the responsibilities, we need to take into account this mental capacity and limitations. So thinking about job design, we consider design for mental capacity, like filtering information, clear displays and instructions, memory aids that help to decrease the brain overload. Also, we should think about efficiency. We should organize people work in the most efficient way, like a conveyor or something like that. Also, we have to think about design for safety and health, so people shouldn't be hurt by some equipment or just because of their workplace is not so ergonomics. And design for motivation. Thinking about organizing employee work, we need to think about their motivation. What could increase motivation? Job enlargement, job enrichment, teamwork, flexibility, all this could improve employee motivation performing the job. And again, some outline that describes this idea in details. And now the homework. You will have this kind of homework every webinar. So today you need to take any position in the company and rate this position on a 10-point scale, how well the job design meets the 4 criteria. First, design for mental capacity. Second, design for safety and health. Then design for efficiency and design for motivation. And then you write down what could be improved. So this is a homework. What's next? Next time we will be talking about personnel planning and recruiting. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, you may ask them in the chat. And if you don't have any questions, you may give me feedback. What was the most useful during today's webinar? Can you tell the main difference between HRCI and SHRM? Yeah, the main difference is that SHRM is a society and HRCI is a certification institution. It's just different organizations and different value of certificates. When you receive certificates from, let's say, greater organization, this certificate has more value. When you just receive the certification from society, it has less value. So in the world of HR, HRCI is more trusted, is more perceived like it has more value. But SHRM is also good. It's more about not, how to say, like a prestige, but just knowledge. Yeah, competencies are quite the same. The approach quite the same because all these certifications they try to be similar. They don't want to be very different. I personally prefer HRCI, but the HRM is also not so bad, of course. What I know about HRM is that they have this exam windows, so you need to wait time for your exam window. The system is more difficult. I think you need to pay time for study materials, to pay not just time, also money. So for me, HRCI, like it's more obvious choice and it's better organized. HRM is for maybe, I don't want to offend someone, but for more simple use, I would say. Yeah, like this. Talent acquisition part was connected to onboarding, so it's interesting and unusual. Yeah, actually onboarding is considered as part of talent acquisition because it's what you do for talent retention during talent acquisition. Yeah, thank you for the feedback. Okay, so thank you again for participating in this webinar. I hope to see you soon, and I'm inviting everyone to participate in this course and to prepare yourself for exam. As for SHRM, actually, we have plans to run some SHRM certification preparation course next year. It would be very similar to what we have for HRCI because the knowledge base are the same. So we will be talking just about different approach for registration, maybe different requirements, different fee. Yeah, but actually, some people they prefer to have both certifications. I don't think it's necessary. I would prefer HRCI, but if people want to learn for SHRM and have this SHRM certification, it's not so difficult to prepare people as well. Their questions is quite different. They focus more not on knowledge, but rather on behavior. But actually, it's something that HRCI does as well. So they have a lot of in common, but of course they have some differences. Yeah, cool. So thank you and hope to see you soon. Bye.